National 5 Maths, Practice Paper I, Paper 1. Now in question 7 we're asked to find out how many millilitres a larger cup holds. We've got the volume of the smaller cup, we've got the height of the larger one and the height of the small one, so we can work out what the linear scale factor is. So linear scale factor is going to be larger over smaller, so 21 over 14. Now you can simplify that, but you don't have to do this, but I'm going to do that anyway out of habit. So linear scale factor is 3 over 2. Now your volume scale factor is the linear scale factor cubed. If it was the area scale factor you'd be squaring it, but it's the volume, so we're cubing it here. So that's your volume scale factor. And that is just 27 over 8. But again, you can just leave it as 3 over 2 cubed. So 27 over 8. So what we're going to do now is we need to work out what the volume of the large one is. So we're going to multiply 160 by 27 over 8. So 160 times 27 over 8. Now, rather than doing 160 times 27, I'm going to do 160 divided by 8 first. Well, 16 divided by 8 is 2. So 160 divided by 8 is 20. So that's going to be 20 times 27. Well, 2 27s are 54. So 20 57s are going to be 540. And that'll be in millilitres. Now for question 8, I've filled in the table in advance just to save a little bit of time. What we need to do, first of all, to find the standard deviation is to work out what the mean is. So the mean is where you add them all up and divide by, now there's 5 items of data there. So adding them all together gives us 10. 10 divided by 5 is equal to 2. So I've written down each item of data, the 1, 1, 1, 2 and 5, and I've subtracted 2 from each of these numbers, and that goes in the middle column. I've then squared each of these values in the last column, gives me 1, 1, 1, 0 and 9. And then I've added them all together to give myself 12. Now the standard deviation formula is, standard deviation is the square root of the sum of x minus x bar squared. That's just that column added up gives us 12 over n minus 1. Well, there are 5 items of data, so n is 5. 5 take away 1 is 4, so it's 12 over 4. And 12 over 4 is just 3. So it's the square root of 3. And we can just leave the answer as that, because that's what it's asked us to show, that the standard deviation is equal to the square root of 3. Now, for the next part, what we have to do is to write down. So write down basically tells us there's not really much in the way of working out here. So write down the standard deviation of all of these numbers. Well, all of them have been increased by 100, so every single one is 100 bigger. So because they're all being increased by exactly the same amount, the mean is going to be the same. If the mean's the same, the standard deviation is going to be the same. So it's still going to be root 3.